Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to rearrange formulas. These are algebraic expressions that has two or more unknown values, and these formulas are usually to convert one thing to another, and all dependent on other variables as well. But I just want to simply say that the approach to solving these or to rearranging it is exactly the same as what we've done in the previous lessons through following SAMDOB. Okay, so you want to isolate the assigned or given pronumeral and putting everything else to the opposite side of that value. Okay, so I've got 4 here to show you, and hopefully this will help you. Got any questions, let me know. We'll start with the top left corner because y equals ax, and we want to rearrange it so we know what x is equal to. And to get x on its own, we need to eliminate the a. And so a is actually multiplied to the x. So to detach it or remove it, we want to do the opposite by dividing it by a. And balancing equations, we want to do the same thing to both sides. So divide both sides by a, and what we'll end up having is x is equal to y divided by a. So with that particular question, it only involved one step. Dividing both sides by a leaves x on its own, and we've rearranged the formula so we know what x is equal to. Something just as similar, we've got v equals ir on the bottom right, and in the red it's just the assigned pronumeral that we want to isolate. And to get rid of the to have I on its own, we need to get rid of the r, and because it's multiplied to the I, we also want to divide that by r. And to keep things balanced, we're going to do the same thing to both sides. So I will be on its own, and then v will be divided by r. I is by itself, and therefore we are done with that question. Let's move on to the top right. This is I guess a common formula of converting Fahrenheit to Celsius or Celsius to Fahrenheit. In this case, if we want to know what the Fahrenheit equivalent of something in degrees Celsius, we'll be using this formula. But in this case, we might want to convert it and shift things around so we can actually work out what the Celsius degrees equivalent is when we do know what the Fahrenheit value is. So we're going to rearrange this formula to have C on its own, which means the 9, the 5, and the 32 needs to be moved. Following SAMDOB, the plus 32 is going to be our first move. And to get rid of a positive 32, we need to subtract 32 from both sides. What we'll end up having is f minus 32 is equal to 9c over 5. Next thing is, if you remember from previous videos, we're wanting to, in order to go upstairs, we need to start downstairs. So we've got a 5 in the denominator. We're going to eliminate that first before we deal with the 9. So because the 5 is a division process, the opposite of that is going to be times. So we need to multiply both sides by 5. And what we have here is 5 outside of f minus 32 is equal to 9c. So one thing that I want to highlight is that we're multiplying everything on the left hand side by 5, which is why I've introduced brackets. It's not just the f, because we could have 5f minus 32. That is completely different to 5 times f minus 32. the last step is to get rid of the 9. It's multiplied to the c, so we're going to divide both sides by 9. And remember, the same thing applies here as we did with the multiplying of 5. Everything is divided by 9 on the left. So I'm putting all of that over 9. So if we want to work out the degrees Celsius equivalent, when we know what the value for Fahrenheit is, we put the value of F into here, subtract 32, multiply it by 5, divided by 9, and we have converted to Celsius. Okay, last question on the bottom left is, we've got a set of brackets on the left, and we've got an expression on the right. What I'd suggest is to expand the brackets first. So we got 7x minus 7a is equal to 6x plus 5a. And we've got two different variables on both sides of the equation. And what I'd like to do is actually move like terms on one side. And so in this case, I'm going to move the 6x across to the left by subtracting 6x. And I want to move the minus 7a to the right by adding 7a to both sides. Okay, so I'm now doing a bit of multitasking at this point of the chapter, which is pretty much the end, hoping that you're able to see how you can multitask and do two things at the same time. So I do want to subtract 6x from both sides. I do want to add 7a to both sides, and this I'm left with 7x minus 6x is just x, and then 7a plus 5a is 12a. And the beauty about this particular question is that we're left already with just one x on the side. Well, that's what we're wanting to work out. We've worked out that x is equal to 12a once we've unpacked, simplified, and rearranged. So hope that helps. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.